Monday and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. Yes, that's right, I'm back with a reading vlog. I have no plans this week apart from seeing Disney on Ice on Sunday, so I thought I would try and challenge myself to read 100 pages a day. I haven't really said that out loud yet, but that's the aim. So we'll see how we go, but I'm also just going to take you along on my week because I just love filming everything for you guys, so it's going to be predominantly reading, but I will be taking you along on just my general week anyway. I've just finished work for the day and I'm going to actually make some banana bread. I was meant to make it yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. And while I do that, I'm going to listen to my audiobook that I started today. I started The Dead Romantics. Yes, I caved and started it. It was on Scribd. I wanted to listen to something today while I was working and getting ready to film, and I saw it on there and I was like, I'm just going to give it a go. And I'm 11 chapters in already listening to the audiobook and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to listen to the rest of that, not the rest of it, I'm going to listen to some more of that while I do some baking, and then once I finish baking I also need to start dinner. We're making chicken pasta bake, so hopefully if I start the banana bread first, it will then be dessert for dinner, after dinner. I'm very excited. So let's get baking and cooking. What an exciting Monday. Muffins are out of the oven. Yum, yum, yum. We may have already tested one, and that is the pasta bake. Gonna turn that off. Whoa. Singe my eyebrows. 1 second. Are you all good? Yeah. Look at that. Watched The Last of Us with Mark, and then I spent the rest of the evening reading my physical book. Obviously I told you about The Dead Romantics. I'm listening via audiobook. My physical book is The Bread the Devil Need by Lisa Allen Agostini, which I am almost finished with. I wanted to get it done today. I have about 50 pages left. It is 9 o'clock, and if you guys know me, I go to sleep in about half hour, so I have half hour to read 50 pages. I'm not sure if it's doable. I am enjoying it. I was enjoying it more at the beginning to where I'm at now. I'm not enjoying it as much, and because it's dual timeline, so it splits between current day and when the main character was like 5 or 6, growing up in poverty, it's got to a point now where I'm kind of skim reading those past timelines, because yes, they add something to the story, but nothing worth, but not so much that skimming it makes me miss anything, and I kind of want to get this book done. I'm enjoying it, but it's nothing special, so I'm just kind of done with it now and I want to get it done, so hopefully I can finish it. But I'll probably update you in the morning now. But I listened to a lot more of The Dead Romantics while I was baking and cooking and doing all the stuff in the kitchen, and I'm just really enjoying that book. It's just a nice easy read compared to this, because this is quite the brain power book. I need to use a lot of brain power to read it, so it's just a nice kind of change of pace. And I use a website, I don't know what it's called, I'll link it down below, where it transcribes audiobook hours and minutes to page count. It's not always 100% accurate, but it gives you a rough guide on how many pages you would have read if you'd read the book rather than listened to it. And I've read 182 pages of The Dead Romantics today just by listening to it, so yay for audiobooks. Absolutely smashing through that book. So that's my Monday update. I have definitely read over 100 pages today just by listening to that audiobook. I would have hoped to have read 100 pages physically, but I started on page 165 and the book is only 245 pages anyway, so even if I finished a book, I wouldn't have reached 100 pages. So I'm just going to combine the audiobook pages as well as the physical pages for my little 100 page a day challenge. And I'm going to stop rambling now so I can actually try and finish this book before I go to sleep. Happy Tuesday. I'm filming this on my phone because I just parked up
having driven home from work and listening to the audiobook for The Dead Romantics. I don't know if I said I was reading that or not. And I'm almost finished with it. I started it yesterday. Oh my god, I'm so in love with this book. I almost started crying on my drive home from work. Oh, if you know, you know. I am loving this book. I thought it was going to be a 4-star, and then the last little bit I listened to on the way home from work, I'm like, this could be a 5-star, like a new favourite romance.
It's just coming up to 9 o'clock, and I just sat down and I finished listening to the audiobook of The Dead Romantics because I loved it so much. I ran it through Pile. It got a 5 stars, so it got a pretty much 9 across the board. It got a 9 for characters, 9 for atmosphere, 9 for writing. I loved all the book references, like the amount of like authors and book titles that were just kind of like thrown in there, and only if you know, you know sort of thing. Loved it. 9 for plot. I just loved the way that this kind of like ghost story was flipped on its head. The fact that it was a romance. I don't know, I just never read anything like it. I loved the plot. And the fact that it was like very family focused, which I love. The romance was so cute, hence why the characters got a 9. Logic, I gave an 8. Logic is always a hard one for me to rate anyway. Usually I give it like 7s or 8s across the board, unless it really doesn't sit well with me. It usually gets a pretty good rating. And then enjoyment, because I loved it so much, got a 10. And that rounded out to exactly a 9, which equaled to a 5-star. And seeing as I started it yesterday morning and I already finished it, yay, I'm so happy. It was so good. I loved it so much. It just definitely felt like a massive warm hug reading it. So yeah, because it is 9 o'clock now, I'm not sure I'm going to start another book. But I also don't know what else to do with my time. So we'll see what happens. But that's my Tuesday update, and I will see you when I see you. It is now Wednesday evening, and I'm just about to sit down and start reading for the day. I haven't read anything yet. So I'm going to be starting Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. How rude! And the audiobook is on Scribd, and there's 3 narrators, so I'm going to be listening to the audiobook as well. I'm intrigued to go into this. I hope the hype is worth it. It is now Thursday evening. Happy Thursday. I didn't read 100 pages yesterday. I read 65 of Evelyn Hugo. I don't hate it. I'm definitely intrigued, but it's not what I expected. To be fair, I don't know what I was expecting with it, but yeah, it's not what I expected. The fact that, if obviously you read it, the fact that there's like sections for each of the husbands, I wasn't expecting that. I kind of knew it was told in an interview format because of what I've seen online, but I wasn't expecting like loads of different sections on each of the husbands. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't hate it. It just wasn't what I was expecting. So I'm going to sit on the sofa now because Mark isn't home, get a blanket and cozy up on the sofa and read as much as I can for the night because I have no other plans. On my lunch break today, I managed to film 2 reels, 2 videos, and then after work I edited 1 video, so that's Sunday's video sorted. Rachel's reading rambles are coming back. Boop, 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 boop. And then 2 reels are sorted, 1 for Saturday and 1 for next week. So yeah, feeling on top of content creation, loving content creation at the minute. But now it's just time to relax, knowing that I've prepared what I can and continue reading this book. Let's at least get to like page 200 today, so I'm kind of like back on track because I should have got to page 100 yesterday, and then technically I should be at page 200 today. So if I can read to page 200 today, so that's about 140-ish pages, that should be good. My camera battery is dying, so it's telling me it's time to read. Hi guys, it's now Saturday. I didn't vlog anything yesterday. I was out in London for work, and then I got home and I was shattered, and Mark had made dinner and we just watched Creed 2 because we're about to go watch Creed 3. So it was just a nice chill evening. However, interspersing the nice chill evening, I finished Evelyn Hugo.
So I finished reading on Thursday on page 205, and the book is 385 pages. So I read over 100 pages yesterday. So the only day that I failed reading 100 pages was, let me check my bullet journal. That means the only day that I failed reading 100 pages was Wednesday when I read 65. So Monday I read 262 pages. Tuesday I read 186 pages. Wednesday I read 65 pages. Thursday I read 139 pages. Friday I read 180-ish pages because I finished a book. So 205 minus 385 is basically 180. And something like that. I can't actually do maths. I'll put the actual number on screen. And then today I haven't read anything yet. I don't know what I'm going to start. I don't know. But yes, I finished Evelyn Hugo. And I loved this book, but I don't think I can rate it 5 stars. It was so captivating, it was so page turning, it was so intriguing. I loved the characters, I loved the way the whole story was written, I loved the writing style. I knew I liked Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read 2 of her books now, and I loved the writing style, so I knew I was going to enjoy the writing style of this book, even though I think at the beginning of the week I said that I wasn't sure on how it was written, like the layout. But obviously it all kind of came together, and it was just a really phenomenally told story in the way that everything was threaded through, and the way that you kind of got to know little glimpses of Evelyn throughout her life. And I just really, really enjoyed it, and I thought it was an incredible book in terms of like the characters and the plot and the writing. But I just don't think I can give it 5 stars. I loved it, but for some reason I can't put my finger on why I can't rate it 5 stars. I don't know why. It's probably going to be a 4.5 stars. Like, it's going to be a very, very highly rated book in my personal opinion, with like everyone else on the universe. But it doesn't give me a 5-star feeling like the Dead Romantics did. Like, when it comes to 5 stars for me, they have to become like brand new all-time favourite books I won't stop thinking about, or they give me this like warm, fluffy feeling inside, and they're just like massive comfort reads. So this one sits in the middle of, this is a phenomenal book, but it didn't give me that 5-star feeling, so I'm going to rate it a 4.5. Definitely a keeper, definitely realised why the hype is surrounding it, because it was an incredibly told story. And I finished reading it, and I said to Mark that was phenomenal. So I can't kind of downgrade the rating because of my enjoyment. I don't know, it's such a weird thing. I do think the audiobook massively helps though, because it had 3 narrators, and you were able to easily distinguish between different parts of the story, even though sometimes you weren't told what part of the story you were at. So I really enjoyed that, because it flipped between like Evelyn telling her story and then the interviewer talking to Evelyn, and sometimes without the narrator it would have taken me a couple of paragraphs to realise which narrative we were in. With the audiobook and the narrators changing, I managed to like follow through really easily. So highly recommend the audiobook if you have access to that. But yeah, overall, 4.5 stars. Very, very much enjoyed it. So I don't know what book I'm going to start next. These are the 3 that I have left. A Magic Sleeping Poison I want to do another vlog for, so I think I'm going to start that once I finish this weekly vlog, so I'm not like vlogging so many vlogs at once. And I don't know if I'm in the mood for Careless yet. I think I'm in the mood for 3 Keys, just because it's like a nice quick middle grade. It's the 2nd book in the Front Desk trilogy. Read the first one, really, really enjoyed it. So hopefully I can remember what happened in the first one, and I can dive straight into the second one. So I think that's going to be my next port of call. But in like half hour or so, we are popping out to the shops. Whoop, 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 whoop. We did the Tesco food shop this morning. I didn't vlog any of that, but I went to the book section. I haven't brought a book since the middle of January. I have now unhauled 4 books for my physical TBR since the beginning of the year. It's time to treat myself to some books. I did buy 2 in Tesco's, 2 for £9 on Clubcard. Couldn't resist, but I'm doing a whole vlog dedicated to like come book shopping with me. It'll feature Tesco's, Waterstones and the works. So we're going to go to the high street. Mark's going to film some stuff for me. I'm going to show you some of the books that I buy, and it'll be a whole separate vlog coming at the end of the month, I think. Not sure when it's going up. And then we're watching, like I said earlier, Creed 3 in cinemas, and then it'll be making dinner and chilling out for the evening. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get read anything today, but I'm pretty impressed with myself for reading over 100 pages every day bar one day this week. So I'm not too shabby if I don't kind of focus on reading for the rest of the weekend, because tomorrow is Disney on Ice as well. So that's the update. I'm going to stop rambling now and I will keep you posted.
It is now Monday and I didn't vlog anything yesterday. I went to Disney on Ice and then that took up a lot of obviously the day, so I didn't really get around to doing anything. But I did read. So Saturday I read absolutely nothing. I can't remember the last time I updated you, but Saturday I read 0, and then because I went to Creed and did book shopping, which was so much fun. And then Sunday it was time for Disney on Ice, so we got ready and then we left and then we watched a show and then we got home and then it was meant to be dinner, ended up being McDonald's. You get the gist. But I did have some time to read and I read 72 pages. And I think the last time I updated you, I was going to start Three Keys by Kelly Yang. I didn't start that because when I was about to settle down and start reading my book, my finally library loan of The Stand-In by Lily Chu became available to me. So I was like, right, I need to pick this up then. So I have 7 days to read that. I'm 72 pages into it, really enjoying it so far. It basically follows our main character who is struggling at her work. She's getting sexually harassed and she has to stay in this job because her mum has dementia and she's trying to pay for her care. And then one day she gets papped in this cafe because she gets mistaken for a really famous actress. And then the next thing she knows, an SUV is pulled up and the actress is inside and she's like, hey, I need you to be a body double for me because I'm fed up, I'm tired, I need a break. You need to go to my events, you need to pretend to be me so I can get a rest. I'll continue to do my films, but I need someone to go to my events and my PRs and my meetings and stuff. And she's kind of like now in this dilemma, this main character, of does she stay in her stable job that gives her a stable monthly income, but she's getting sexually harassed, or does she take this massive risk and become a body double for this really famous actress? And that's where I've got to. I'm 72 pages in. I'm really hoping I can finish it over the next couple of days, but that is the end of this vlog. It was kind of like a mini read 100 pages a day challenge and I failed on 2 days, Wednesday and Saturday, but other than that I absolutely smashed it. And I think if I averaged out the amount of pages I read per day, I probably would have read about 100 pages a day because I read like 292 pages one day and 186 one day, and I think I've done all the calculations on the previous clips, but I think I probably would have got to about 100 pages per day if I averaged it out. So I'm pretty chuffed with myself, and that meant I kind of finished 3 books in a week. 3 books in a week? Yeah, because I had already started, but I finished The Bread the Devil Need. I started and finished The Dead Romantics, and I finished and started Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which just means that when you actually prioritise reading and read a good chunk of your book per day, you can read a hell of a lot in a week. So yeah, I'm proud of myself. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below to see future content from me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.